Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, please click that button and subscribe to our channel. On the menu today, and as you can see right there, I've just finished this, doing some chicken in a cream, garlic and mushroom sauce. It's really simple. It's not going to take long. Today I'm using some chicken thighs, but you can use any part of the chicken that you want, or even a whole chicken chopped. It's really simple, really delicious. Let's stop talking, let's go and do it. Okay, so we're going to get started. I've got a nice pot here, the pan that I'm going to be cooking this in today. In there I've got some sunflower oil. You could use olive oil, or you could even use butter if you wanted for this one. Now, I'm going to add my chicken. I'm using chicken thighs today. You can use any part of the chicken you like. This oil is really quite hot, so we're going to pop these in. They make a little bit of noise. And we're simply going to season that with some salt and some black pepper. We're going to cook these for about just 3 or 4 minutes, turning them every now and then, just to kind of seal them and get them on their way. That was just a few minutes. I mean, these are absolutely nowhere cooked. They'll be raw in the inside at this stage, but we've sealed them beautifully with some seasoning. Now, I'm using chicken thighs. I'd like to use that. The bone is in, the skin is on. You can use any part of the chicken that you like, or you could get a whole chicken and chop that up and get that in if you wanted. Let's move on. I'm now going to add a little touch of dried thyme. And a little touch of dried basil or basil. Then some chopped fresh garlic. I've got about sort of 4 cloves there. I'm also going to add a little touch of celery, completely optional, but I just think that really works. Just a little bit you need. And then some chopped onions. I'm using a white onion today. Go ahead and use a brown or a red if you prefer. And again, simply let's now stir that around. And let's just cook this again. We want a kind of medium-ish type heat. We'll cook this for about another 4 minutes. Give it a stir every now and then we can move on to the next step. So as our garlic and onions and that celery soften, we've got some wonderful flavours happening here now. The next step is to add our mushrooms. Now, what I've done with my mushrooms today is I've not sliced them, I've just broken them in my hand, kind of just slightly a bit more rustic, you know, just sort of broken open randomly. I kind of like that. I'm now about to add a little touch of water, not too much because we're going to get some water from our mushrooms. Of course, you could, instead of adding water, add some white wine or chicken stock. Entirely up to you how you go with that. And on this kind of still medium heat, let's pop a lid on that. We're going to come back in about 5 or 6 minutes now. Those mushrooms will break down, add a little bit more moisture, and then we're ready to move on to the next step. Okay, let's take a look inside now. A little bit of steam out. As we can see, we've got a fair amount of moisture in there now from that little touch of water that I added. And the mushrooms have released plenty of moisture themselves. Simply at this stage, I mean, I now know that this chicken is cooked. If you're using larger parts of chicken, you might want to cook it a bit longer. Those thighs for sure will be cooked now. And you want to make sure that it's cooked at this stage because we're about to add the final stages, which is right here. I've got some single cream. And with the heat still on, we're going to now add some Parmesan cheese. I've got some grated Parmesan cheese there. Guys, try and use a decent Parmesan or Gran Pandoro, whatever you want to get. Something decent. Certainly don't use that awful dried stuff that they sell in the shops, which is, I mean, it's disgusting, quite frankly. Invest in some decent Parmesan. So in that goes. Generous amount. And what should happen now is the heat going through that cream and the cheese will actually sort of thicken the sauce slightly. The more cheese you added, the thicker it will become. And you could, if you wanted, add some other type of cheese, maybe some cheddar or something like that if you wanted, or blue cheese even, that could work. Then you want to check this for salt and pepper. Make sure it's to your liking. And just as a final step, I'm going to add some fresh basil leaves. Again, be careful that you don't use the Thai basil, which is very, very different. This is a nice sweet basil. And I'm just going to let that run for about another 2 to 3 minutes, just to bring it all together. And that is done. I'm super happy with that. It's really simple, tasty, creamy chicken with lots of garlic in there, some wonderful flavours. Hope you enjoy that. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you soon. Lots of love.